What's up, everybody? Today we're going to break down one of my and Jeff Bezos' favorite decks. We're talking about Amazons. I love Amazons, always have. One of my favorite cards in the game is in this deck. Let's break it down and then play a couple games. Before we dive into today's video, I've been nominated for Blockchain Gaming Content Creator of the Year again for the second year in a row by PlayToEarn.net. Last year I came in third place thanks to you guys and took home $500 in Bitcoin as a prize. I can't do it without you guys, so if you guys appreciate my content, I would greatly love you to click the link in the description below, drop me a vote. Thank you very much. All right, so here we have the Amazon deck. They are not an S tier deck. They're not even an A tier deck. I love Amazons though. They have a lot of really fun synergies. They also have a lot of future potential because there's some really good cards I'm going to show you. And if they ever add support, which I'm sure they will for Amazons in the future, they're going to be a force to be reckoned with. So let's break it down. What we've got here is a bunch of Amazons. Give +1 health to a friendly creature. This one spits out a 1/1 Amazon recruit when it dies. This is just a really strong card in general. Chiron's in this deck because he's awesome. He's relic removal. He's a +1/+1 buff. So you can slap this on like a Sanctum Guardian, which gains +1 health if you control another Amazon. It's basically like a Broccoli, a 1/4 with regen 1, and you can then slap Chiron on it. It becomes a 2/5 with regen. You can get that out on turn 1, and that's pretty insane. Primal Guidance is a really cool Genesis card. It does 2 damage to a random enemy creature if you control an Amazon. It deals 3 instead. So it's basically like a Canopy Barrage, which normally does 4 damage for 2 mana. This can deal 3 damage for 1 mana. A lot of value there. Then we have the Canopy Sniper, which is a rock star in this deck. After a friendly Amazon attacks, deal 1 damage to a random enemy creature. If you can drop and get a handful of these, all these 1 mana creatures to stick, and this one spits out 2 Amazons, and then drop a Canopy Sniper, your opponent won't see it coming because the sniper doesn't have to be on board the turn before. This doesn't need to attack, it just needs to be on the board. So you have, let's say, 3 Amazons on the board. You drop a Canopy Sniper, attack with all 3 of your creatures. That's dealing 3 damage to your opponent's creatures. Early game, which this is only 2 mana, if your opponent drops a creature, it probably only has like 3 health. You can then on turn 1 drop Nimble Pixie, which spits out 2 1/1s, into a Sanctum Guardian, which would then spit out a 1/4 with regen. Your opponent drops a 2/3, let's say. You then drop Canopy Sniper on turn 2. You attack their face with all 3 creatures. It kills their 2/3, and you developed a 4th creature. I mean, it's basically lights out. So Canopy Sniper is very strong if you can get creatures to stick. So going first, it's huge. Going second, it's a little bit more dicey, but it's still a phenomenal card. Then we've got the stuff for going second package. We've got the Faeflame Blade. We've got the Underbrush Boars. This is basically the price of the deck almost by itself. It's $46 per boar. It's probably the best card in the game. Always has been. Maybe it's second best, but it's up there. Basically, it's a 2 mana 3/3 with Blitz, and it can hit hidden creatures too, and it can go around frontline. This thing can do it all. It's pretty nuts. It's not a roar either, which means if it comes back from your opponent's Pyramid Warden, it attacks again. I mean, this is a ridiculously strong card. It should be in every nature deck, period. So this one, worth the price of admission. Also really nice for going second in this deck is the Warrior of Paradise, which has Blitz, and then it also gives +2 strength to a random friendly creature, and it's an Amazon. And my favorite card, Myrto's Daughter. Myrto's Daughter has long been one of my favorite cards in Gods Unchained. It's just such a cool card. It's 5 mana 2/2 with Blitz. However, if you need it to be a 4/4, it can be a 4/4 with Blitz. Or if you've got another Amazon on board already, it can get +4/+3, which is a massive buff. That is an obscene buff. Plus, if you give another Amazon +4/+3, this still has 2/2 and Blitz. So let's say your opponent has a 2/2 frontliner out there and you have a 1/1 already on board. Suddenly you drop Myrto's Daughter. It can take out the frontliner. Meanwhile, it gives your 1/1 +4/+3. You smack your opponent in the face for 5 damage out of nowhere. This card is just really cool. And It's Genesis. It's going to be around for a long time. If they ever add more Amazon support, this card is the one to look out for. Also in our Amazon package, we've got the Penicillin Warrior. This guy gives +1/+1 to the strongest other friendly Amazon. So again, already have creatures developed on the board. Play this card. It gives them a buff. They can then hit face immediately. And since we're going to try and spam the board with tons of creatures, this spits out 2. This one's hidden. These ones are sticky. You can then have the River Jumper Captain, which is a very, very strong card. As a floor, this card is a 3-mana 2/4 because it gains +1 strength for each Amazon you control, including this one. So it's a 3-mana 2/4 with ward as a floor if you play this on an empty board. If you have even one other Amazon on board, this becomes a 3/4 with ward for 3 mana. So already better than the maximum stats that you really can have on a vanilla card, like a Hunt Warden would be a 3/4, no text for 3 mana. This is a 3 mana 3/4 with ward. And that's kind of the floor, really, because you can almost always get one Amazon out. Let's say you've got all these 1-drops. If you have a Nimble Pixie, suddenly you're dropping a Nimble Pixie. You can pip into the River Jumper Captain on turn 3. You're dropping a 4/4 with ward. So River Jumper Captain is really strong, especially against decks where you want ward. This is really nice to have. We're playing against War. Going second. Not fun. Probably going to play Slayer. I'm going to take Selena's Mark. All right, we love the Underbrush board. It's so important. Against War, we got Relic Removal. That's important. And this is cool if we had another Amazon. We don't at the moment, but very likely we're going to drop Underbrush on turn 1. Yeah, I think this is fine.
Good luck.
Best of luck.
Enduring Shield. So Chiron will eventually come into play here.
The calm before the storm.
What we can do is Sanctum Guardian into Chiron. He kills Chiron with the second hit here. Then smacks my Guardian, maybe. Then we play Underbrush. Take out his thing. We've still got 2 creatures on the board. He kills one of them. Then we play Finian while we're frenzied. That's one line. Let's do it. Feels bad to play this without having another Amazon on board, but... And I would rather have played Chiron when this only had 1 durability, so we kind of take him by surprise. Now he'll be more careful using his 1 usage. Wow. So that's good for us. We can trade here, bring out the Underbrush.
My turn.
Ooh, Sniper is good too, though. After a friendly Amazon attacks, steal 1 damage. So... I think it's too risky to play it this turn. We gotta clear this. Next turn we have a huge turn. If we can get both of these out, it will be enormous. If he can't kill this, he's in trouble. Savage Strike clears my board, and that's sad. Okay. I mean, this still comes out as a 2/4 with ward. So it's going to be pretty impossible for him to kill this turn, I think. Unless he has a Devouring Blade. And he wastes it right now. So we'll have Canopy Sniper for next turn. And that's really nice. Now we get to take out the Looter. We won't have a target. That's big. This is a huge turn. Here we go. This is the turn we wanted last time. We do this. We do this. This kills that. We get ourselves an apple. Clear his board. We are quite happy with that turn. Next turn, we've got Warrior of Paradise. After this creature attacks, give +2 strength to a random other friendly creature. We would love for it to go on the warded guy. Or maybe this. It has the most health of the non-warded creatures. Gotta take out. Either takes out Finian or maybe has a second Blitzer and tries to take out the ward so we can kind of be Carnage Sweep. 3/5, okay. Now when we attack here, that pops the Protect.
Awaken.
You can also just trade in the Warrior. We have to be careful. Alright, we need to get the Relic removal because we cannot get Carnage Swept. So 2 hits will get me there. We're definitely going to have enough. Let's do this. We might miss out on some extra damage. If that extra damage goes here, it goes here. That's even more helpful. Now we smack him in the face. We grab this. Since we're not worried about Carnage Sweep, we can actually play this first and this. Very nice. And more Relic removal is huge for us. Love to see it. We probably won't need it. Definitely don't need it. GG's. Alright, we're going first against Death. I'm going to take Animal Bond. Alright, this is nice with the River Jumper. Don't love his God Power, though, with this. Alright, we love the Canopy Sniper. He's going to have Blight Bombs, though. That's okay. Turn 1, and then he kills this with his God Power, and then turn 2. I'm gonna get rid of the River Jumper.
The calm before the storm.
Alright, this is good against Death if he has some type of Scepter. Like the Necro Scepter or the Skull Scepter. I'd like to save my Pip though, so we'll do this. He will use his God Power here, but that's his whole turn. We're left with a 1/1. Or not. I mean, that seems like a real waste of a 2/2 with Blitz. He wants to get them in his Void anyway, but... Alright, Nimble Pixie looking good. And Penicillin Warrior. I think we're going to do both, so let's give this buff. And we'll get these out. He can probably kill one with the God Power, but we can get the Canopy Sniper out next turn. So if he plays a creature, we need to do 3 damage even if he kills this. That is probably not wise. Maybe he's going to Untold Greed. He has to kill this. Blight Bomb, okay. Alright, now the Canopy Sniper is going to do work. Love to see it. Get the Sanctum Guardian out as well. We're 1 hit away from getting the Rune of Fire, which is huge, or the Rune of Strength, also huge. This is just going to die as well to the Canopy Sniper.
Awaken.
Ooh, or even Primal Guidance. We are spoiled for choice here. I really like the Rune of Strength to put in some extra face damage. This is going to die no matter what, so let's just go ahead and smack twice. See what we draw. Drawing cards first, always key. Mirto's Daughter, my favorite card. Let's go ahead and grab the Rune of Strength. Do a lot of damage. We can also grab the other rune. I don't really want to take up my last spot with a God Power. Actually, just going to pass here.
Yikes.
This buffs things. This buffs things. This can clear something if he plays like some big threat that we need to deal with. We didn't empower that. Okay. It's looking good. We get to play Mirto's Daughter here.
My turn.
So another Amazon gets +4 strength. Smack him for a lot of damage here. This has blitz, but there's nothing to blitz it into. Brings back a blitzer. You can probably take out Mirto. He's going to try and heal for 1. You can take out the Canopy Sniper finally. We're still going to do 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. We can do plenty of damage. 15. We got all kinds of damage in our hands. So 6, 7, 8, 9. That is just lethal. GG's. Level 999. We're so close to 1,000. Stay tuned for the next one. It's going to be a fun one.